Hello guys, Furfuse Loco here, and today I'm showing off a collection of my Bill and Ben models. So, first are the Hornby Bill and Ben, which these two, back before Bachman's came out, these were like the main all that most people used in their videos. Plus, the only problem is that they're kind of giant. Well, they're kind of big, I should say, which... Let me just go get an example of what I meant that... of Bill and Ben being kind of out of scale. So... Here, they are compared to James and Duck. See, they're kind of big, which these, in fact, were originally the Clockwork model body shells. Which these actually were before they were made electric models, they were Clockwork engines. Which I might actually get the Clockwork Bill and Ben. Or at least one of the two. So, let me just go put back James and Duck real quick. So, these two, since I'm not going to be using them, but I'm still keeping them for keepsake, I might just use them for, like, of how Marklin was used, which, what I mean is that they'll be moving trucks around on sets. And if I ever get some track cleaning cars, I'll probably use them for track cleaning. Which, oh, by the way, that one character, that one engine I got for Christmas, that German engine, which he will be appearing in the Thomas series. I'm trying to find a good German name for him. And at the moment, his placeholder name is Mark, which is kind of fitting. So, next are... Bachman's, which Bachman Bill and Ben are kind of an improvement to the giant Hornbys. But oh, by in case you're wondering what they're on a 3DS case. In case you're wondering what they're on top of. Hornbys are kind of an improvement. They have different faces. Well, differently sculpted faces, unlike Hornbys. And actually, I've got these two at two different times. Bill, I got off eBay for a pretty good deal. And Ben, I got for Christmas. So, yeah, they also have my little homemade lamps, which... I might replace those lamps in the future. I'm not sure if I should or not. But I'll let you guys decide if you think I should just go on Shapeways and just buy a couple of the lamps, which I'll probably just make the molds of the lamps. That way I will never have to buy more of them again. Or just use my clay ones, which is much cheaper. I mean, Shapeways lamps cost like $3. Well, Shapeways lamps actually cost like $2. Making them, which I just bought a thing of white Super Sculpey. Nope, not Super Sculpey, of white Sculpey 3 and just made the lamps that way. So, I'm not sure if I would replace the lamps or not. But, also, next up are the wooden Bill and Ben. Bill has a bit of, like, some brown stuff, which is, by the way, for you ask, it's not poop. I wasn't that weird of a kid growing up. I don't know why Bill's face on this model here looks a little like Thomas. Or Edward. I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but it kind of looks like one of the two. And here is Bill's face. I might clean Bill up a little, like get a toothpick and just scrape some of the stuff off of him. Scrape some of that stuff that's on him off. It actually might be some of that stuff I have around my porch door. Or probably just food of some sort, which I can't really remember. But I'll probably clean Bill up a little in the future, so... Yep, next are the DeAgostinis, which I got these from eBay about like a couple or a month back. And for Topps merchandise around like the early 2000s, they were pretty good models. I have to say. And the other DeAgostinis I own that, if you haven't seen the collection video, I own Duck, the Scottish Twins, Oliver, and Stepney. So, yeah, in case you were wondering who the other DeAgostinis were. Next are the Take Along Bill and Ben. They're a little, well, Bill's not that banged up. Ben, he has a little bit of edge wear. I got these two around the time when Take and Play was coming out. Well, when Take and Play was coming into shape. And also, I managed to get Ben's face off, which I just play around a little, like, got my fingernail underneath it and just managed to get the face off, which I didn't even unscrew them, which these two have rivets, which why I couldn't do that. And yep, so here's what a Take and Play Bill or Ben looks like without the face. And again, the face on the Take and Play Bill and Ben the Take and Along Ben looks a little Thomas-esque like. I don't know if that's just me or not, but yeah, let me just put this face back on. So, yep. Also, here are the Nakayoshis, which Nakayoshis are probably one of the fewer gooder Thomas merchandises that exist. So, here's what one of the two looks like. Up close, there's the gold detailing, the wheels. There's no back details on them, but that doesn't really bother me. Also, I think the sticker here is placed a little off-center, and there's a little bit of edge wear on it, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And Bill is looking to his left, while Ben is looking to his right. So, yeah. Nakayoshis, in my opinion, are one of the fewer pieces of merchandise that I like. Well, let me rephrase that. They're one of the pieces of merchandise that are my favorite. Oh, and bye, guys. For Furfuse Locos question, what are your favorite pieces of Thomas merchandise of, well, favorite brands? My favorites are Hornby, Bachman, Minis, Trackmaster, and Bandai. So, I'd like to know what other brands of Thomas merchandise that you like. Yep, so next are the minis, which here are two Racer Minis Bills. There's meant to be like the checkered flag detail on Bill's cab. Classic Bill and Ben. Well, the classics Bill and Ben. Whoops. I'm not sure with a pair of these two if I should do this if I ever get a second pair. If I ever do end up with a second pair of Bill and Ben is I might give them black wheels to look like their original counterparts. But I do like the oddly enough, I do like the red wheels on Bill and Ben. They do look nice. They do make them stand out more. But the black wheels I did grow up with. Which, also guys, another Furfuse Loco question of, do you like Bill and Ben with black wheels or red wheels? I'd like to know in the comments of which you prefer. Next are the Giraffe Bens. One I got in a Minis blind bag, I think, or maybe in a pack, and the other came from a flea market. Clownfish Ben, which I have two of them. One came in a blind bag and one came in a 7-pack. Not Razor Bill, of a Sports Bill, the DC Super Minis Bill, well, Bill as Clayface, which actually this might work as a scrap engine. Just if I ever build a little minis layout, I might just put them off to the side, like if I ever to make a scrapyard, which with my scrap minis customs, I could just have them in there, just facing, well, just make it look like he's a scrap engine. Because he's in a brown color. And scrap engines are usually brown. Also, 2 Sugar Babies Bills. One I got from my dad, which he gave me a random blind bag as a gift, and it turned out to be a Sugar Babies bill. Oh, and another one I got when I was out. Another came in a blind bag. The last 3 are Bens, which are 2 Christmas Bens, which from those mini advent calendars. Also, I noticed the faces are a little different on the 2. If it could focus. I think you could pretty much see what I meant, that the faces look a little different. And last but not least, a Dino Ben. So, out of Bills and Bens, the one I own the most of is Ben. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this collection video. And also, guys, let me know if you want to see a minis collection. So, yeah, this is Furfuse Loco signing off.